Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Nocturnal Critic, and today I would like to cover a review on the new Netflix film, The Platform. So The Platform is a sci-fi thriller about a futuristic prison with stacked vertical cells that lower a large buffet platform through each prison cell daily. But this leaves inmates in the lower levels of the prison to possibly starve when inmates from higher levels refuse to ration the food. So I originally heard about this film a few months ago. I saw a trailer that popped up in my recommended section on YouTube, but I guess now at this point it's gaining a lot of popularity and buzz because I noticed when I went to go check it out that it was trending in the top 10 category on Netflix. But just to give you guys a little more insight on the film and what's actually happening is that the story follows our main character, Go-ring, who's a new inmate serving 6 months voluntarily in exchange for an accredited degree. He gradually gains an understanding of the daily prison routine thanks to his more experienced cellmate, Trimagasi, who has apparently survived within the prison for over a year. So one of the major similarities that I noticed about this film right off the bat was that I got major Cube vibes from this. I don't know if you guys remember the film The Cube. It was a horror sci-fi mystery that was released back in '98 about 6 people who are in prison in what is basically the inside of a booby-trapped Rubik's Cube. And if you haven't seen it and you enjoyed The Platform, you should check it out. But back to The Platform. And I promise a lot of the things that I'm going to discuss regarding The Platform aren't spoilers really at all, but I will say that this film keeps the viewers in a psychological prison and nearly as lost and discombobulated as the characters to a certain degree. But the feeling of neglect you may feel as a viewer is justified, in my opinion, based off Go-ring's introduction scene, as if we as viewers are immersed here as well as awakening inside of a strange prison. And I know it's sort of an unpopular perspective for most viewers to enjoy being left in the dark regarding certain levels of information with a film like this, unless you're receiving that payoff by the film's conclusion. But this partially gives you what you want if you become emotionally invested to some degree. But it does feel justified in a way. And in regards to the cinematography for this, I had to say that I was very pleased with the shots that they decided to go with. I mean, there's a lot of lingering tension building camera shots that strongly emphasize on facial expressions and moments of interaction between the inmates. I just had the constant vibes that some ominous shit was coming due to the film's abrupt nature. And to elaborate, it's just like shots as far as things falling from the ceiling and characters kind of doing things unexpectedly. I always had this feeling as far as when the camera was focusing on specific inmates or during conversations, it seemed like someone was just probably going to get hit in the face or stabbed, or you just really feel the tension with those shots. So there was another interesting aspect of this film that I wanted to discuss in this review, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't go too deep into detail regarding this aspect because I didn't really want to get into spoilers. But I will say that it's something that certain things and certain information that you are provided about the prison that kind of kicks up the story a little bit and makes things a little more interesting. And that's the fact that each prisoner can choose to bring one item into the prison with them, which to me made things a bit more interesting, not knowing who has what up their sleeves. I thought that added a cool element to the story in general. And there's a lot of these little additional details that are provided throughout the film about other aspects of the prison and the rules and things regarding people who are there. And it's just, it grows throughout the film. This is an element that it doesn't get to a point where you're watching it and maybe like halfway through or in the beginning you have all the rules or all the information or details regarding the prison's structure. You continue to get these tidbits of information all the way up until the end, really. And I have to say, this is really my type of film. I enjoyed this, although there are a lot of unanswered questions that may leave some viewers with a bad taste. But I think there's enough solid content for any ambiguity to spark discussion. And mainly for me, it was just information regarding certain aspects about the characters, and it's probably just me being a little over analytical, but certain things that would have been nice to know about the characters and the prison structure, as I mentioned earlier, but it probably wouldn't really contribute much to the film's plot. Or maybe it would have, and that's just my way of just being really nice because I enjoyed the film and I think it's really going to make the rounds and possibly be a classic for years to come. You know, just one of those you go back and watch that was sort of weird. And also, as a personal note to finish up this film review, if you are like me and you're not a fan of watching live action films that have an English dubbed version, mainly because of the inaccuracy with the lip syncing, it's pretty annoying. I can tell you with this, it was good enough for me that I barely noticed, and I preferred to watch it with the English dub rather than using the subtitles. So I don't know if this would come as a surprise, but the final verdict for me is that I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it's a gory, intriguing, fun film overall, and I'd say it's worth a watch. Was it amazing? No, but it's a pretty good film, especially if you like and enjoy weird sci-fi sort of kind of upcoming cult type films. I mean, it'll definitely scratch that itch. So thanks again for checking it out. Please leave any comments below, subscribe, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I appreciate it.